Enjoyed that a lot. Oh, now we're recording.
Yeah. Now we're recording 8 minutes later. I thought I'd start it up.
Minutes later. Rapping.
You got your Moto t-shirt on.
Yeah. Today I have Moto. I have today because I did some Moto today with my new bike.
If anybody's watching this, which we know at least 2 people do, and they want that Moto t-shirt, just get it in front of the camera. We're gonna generate some buzz now. Let's get some buzz on the go.
Is that blurred out? It looks
really blurred. Yeah. It's super blurred.
Why is that?
It's just like got some glare on it. There you go. Moto. It's Matt's prototype.
This is my
Moto
sister.
one.
This is the sister brand.
Yeah, man. I like that. It's cool. It's very cool. So yeah, if you want one of those, drop us a comment. Get in the comments and say, I want one of those. Or get you one of those.
Because I put my Moto in my garage and then I train in my garage and then I'm garage build Moto weaponry.
And you build in motos after you crash motos and then you rebuild yourself and then the moto and the built and the garage and
it's like a never-ending story.
Yeah.
Building and motoing and
let's not start any never-ending stories on this.
Burning money.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So I had my first rip on my new, to me, flat track bike.
Crash it.
So that all escalated quite fast.
Yeah.
From last week where I tried it. I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty fun. Did we talk about that already?
We talked about it. We talked about flat track. We've talked about you tried.
So I tried it, and anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Basically, really good for throttle control and learning how to control the bike, and just a different way to ride a bike, and translates quite well to off-road and road. So I thought, I've been thinking about it for a long time, probably like 10 years or something like that. I've been thinking that looks pretty cool. I should have a go at it. And I thought, well, at some point, I'm just going to have a go at this. Otherwise, I'm going to get just probably either too busy, too old,
too broke,
too weak, too slow to actually enjoy it. So I thought, well, let's give it a while. So I was talking to the guys last week at the place. They said, yeah, this guy's selling a bike. So I messaged that guy a few times in a week and I picked it up yesterday.
Sweet. Have you crashed it? That's my question. Have you crashed it? Oh, fuck.
I haven't crashed it, and it doesn't have a front brake, so this is pretty amazing, really. Like I did almost crash into people today because it hasn't got a front brake. So it's just on an oval. If anyone is familiar with flat track or not, it's basically just on an oval, and they start a session like you would have on a track day, but you don't really like grid up for very long or anything. So people start to go onto the track and circulate, and then they hold open a little gate so people can come on and join. And once you're riding around, you can do like a practice start on the opposite side of the track away from the entrance gate. So you can do that while people are riding. So while people are riding, people stop and like put their hand up because they want to do a practice start, and they have a little race with people, and then you do a sort of mini race within the session.
That's cool.
And forgetting that I haven't got a front brake, trying to stop because it's a 450 motocross bike. So it's like, weighs about 100 kilos, got about 60 horsepower. So they're pretty fast. And you come off the corners flat out in third gear, something like that. So I don't know how fast you go, maybe 50 mile an hour.
12, 14 mile per hour.
12,
big time.
6 or 8 mile an hour, pretty fast. So you come off the corner and then you see the guys and you think, I want to stop to join in the practice start, and then you realize you haven't got a front brake.
Can't stop.
So then you're just going nuts.
You do a rolling start,
it's getting past
like in NASCAR. Rolling start.
A rolling start, like in NASCAR. Yeah, that might be interesting.
Just like hold your hands up as you're coming past. Just like yeah. I mean,
just send it.
Spray them with gravel on the way around. So with the flat track stuff, how does it compare in terms of recovery following a session? Like say you do like a day of flat track compared to a day of motocross, how long does it take you to recover and feel ready to go again?
I think now that I've got a little bit more used to it, it will be a little bit quicker to recover from.
Yeah.
But when you're riding, it's not as bumpy. You're not as active there. The inputs to you aren't as big because there's no jumps, for example. So the bit that really tires you out when you first start riding motocross are the jumps, for example.
Yeah.
So when you jump and have to absorb that force on the bike, when you get a bit faster, it gets a bit easier because then you land the jumps properly. But when you're not clearing all the jumps, then the impacts can be quite big, and that puts quite a lot of force into you, a lot of input into you. So that's gone. But it is you're quite active on the bike in your upper body. The lower body doesn't move so much. It should do. You should be shifting your weight and trying to find traction and stuff, but at the moment I'm not fast enough really to do it. So it's more in the upper body, and you get arm pump really fast, like insanely fast, because I think it's quite new and different, and the bike is sliding a lot and you're trying to correct it. So today was much better than last week. Last week I really got tired really fast. But I think I might have ridden the day before or done something the day before, or trained, for example, in the morning, or did something like that. So it's not like a like for like. But today, like last week, I switched sessions with Renault, basically. So my friend who I go with was using his bike to try it out. So we were doing one on, one off. So it's like we only did sort of 3 sessions, something like that, and like one every hour. And then this time, we both had a bike, so we were just doing like basically a session every half an hour, because there were like 3 sessions. They do about 10 minutes a session, so 2 sessions an hour for 3 hours, 6 sessions total. And today I feel a lot better, but the bit that there is a lot of stress is on your inside leg, which is your left leg, because you're putting that down to support yourself, basically. So you have to press into the floor. I'm not really pressing yet, but you do have your foot hanging out a lot. So
if I wanted to start training for flat track racing, like conditioning myself to be better at flat track racing, what sort of thing would I need to do?
The races are really short and they're really intense. So I would focus on something really quite explosive, where your heart rate goes up really fast. So like a little CrossFit type WOD, like conditioning type WOD would be cool. Probably
I'm thinking burpees when you say that. I'm thinking burpees, box jumps, and pistols, because they're all very leggy. And
pistols can be cool because it's one leg, but I think you want to do enough that you can keep moving. That's the thing. So probably skipping would be good, because there's lots of like upper body and lower body together, and that gets your heart rate up.
And a forearm pump as well.
And a forearm pump. So maybe the ski, like ski and kettlebell swings could be pretty cool, because it's also a lot about keeping a strong position on the bike. So with the motocross bike, you're standing up in like a kettlebell sort of ready position, apart from your arms are forward. So you're in like a hinge, like a hike.
Good morning,
like that sort of start position of a hinge. On the flat track bike, you're sitting down, but you still need like this strong position, because you're in like a seated motocross position, basically.
What about wall sits?
Yeah, could be good, because it is a lot of like isometric contraction in one leg. It is like a hold in your left leg. And then the right leg, what the right leg is doing is pressing into the tank and pressing down into the footrest. So you could do like pistol wall sits even. That would be quite interesting. So you could do something like skip, ski, kettlebell swing, pistol wall sit, because actually as well, the corners, there's 2 corners on the track basically, and then you've got a little space.
I hope you're writing this down
on the straight. I'm trying to like log it in my memory. The lap is about 20. I have to watch it. The lap is about 25 seconds. So you could say do 30 seconds of work. The problem with when like a work rest is so short like that doesn't really work, does it? Because you don't switch between things enough. So you could do like 30 seconds of work on each thing. For 10-minute round. 10-minute round, that'd be more than enough.
Normally do like if you're doing like
5-minute round.
EMOM on something, so in every minute on the minute you do like 45 seconds worth of work, and then transition to the next one in like 15 seconds that you've got left, unless you can't get it in, and then you're just like flat out until you're like 58 seconds, then you fall off the ski and grab the kettlebell.
I think
25 seconds isn't a lot to get going.
No, this is the thing. I think I'd be tempted to do that and not do it on the minute. I just change basically as fast as you can, and it's up to you like how fast you change. It's better for you, isn't it? If you saunter over to the next thing, then you're going to get smoked, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then what would you do for strength? Some split squats?
Yeah, probably like lateral lunges to strengthen that whole leg up. And then I think I'm probably strong enough is the thing for me. So if you hadn't trained, for example, then it's a lot about pressing the bars and trying to control the bike and this sort of thing. So like alternating dumbbell press, this thing that keeps coming up in my stuff, is pretty cool, because then you're like trying to balance as well, and so there's a bit of stability there, and you're pressing one side and the other. But I would probably still start with the basic stuff and just start with bench press, so you can build that just like overall strength, and then you could do assistance with like alternating press, and also probably like a kettlebell press one side and the other side. I think that's pretty good for bikes like this unilateral work, because you're often off balance, aren't you? So
I've seen on Instagram just little adverts that pop up, and it's basically they have a handlebar, just the bar, like a central thing so the central thing goes on the floor, and like people, it looks like they're doing some sort of push-ups on the actual handlebar, so it's like it's rocking about a bit. Is that anything you've seen or done or used?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called now. It's called like Praepo or something like that, isn't it? It's got like a little rubber block in the handlebar, and they do push-ups on it, and there's a little app, isn't there? It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think they're like the little app they have like the screen in front, and then it's doing a downhill run or something like that, I think, and they're like doing push-ups to the video. So I haven't tried it, but it looks pretty cool. My friend John from the UK, he had a motocross accident like 3 or 4 months ago, and the physio he went to is like a sort of full-time physio, and I think he concentrates or focuses on motorcycle athletes, so but guys who do road racing and trials and motocross and stuff like that. And he had John doing exercises on a trampoline because he hurt his knee. He basically had to have like his knee reconstructed, and to get him back on a bike, he had him watch a video, an onboard video, and bounce on a trampoline for the moto. So he's doing like 12 minutes on a trampoline, bouncing up and down constantly on the trampoline, and then when the guy jumps on the bike, he jumps on the trampoline.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I never thought of that when I was doing my rehab, but I don't have a little trampoline. But I thought that was pretty cool, because he said actually it is quite similar in feeling to being on the bike. Is it? That's cool, because he races motocross as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. So we'll try to do some little conditioning pieces like that. And to be fair, that sort of thing would translate pretty well to all of it. It would translate okay to motocross, and would also translate okay to the road bike. But I think motocross is probably the one where you need to be a bit more active, because you're not sitting down. Like with the track bike, you're basically sitting down all the time. There's lots of pushing and pulling and trying to hold yourself on the bike in like an unstable position. And then flat track is similar, but a bit more exaggerated and kind of reversed, because on flat track you push your upper body off the bike, and your lower body is closer to the bike. And in road racing it's reversed, and then motocross you're separated from the bike a bit more, because you're trying to let the bike move. You try to let the bike move and control it from your hips, but without being locked to it, because it's going all over the place, and you need to try and sort of separate from it. But for conditioning, they probably all work.
So I'm thinking you do some sort of like marathon block of skipping, like either single unders or double unders, say like 200 or 300 or 400, however long that'll take you. And then you have intervals of kettlebell swings, ski erg.
Right.
What was the other thing you said?
Interspersed with the skipping?
Yeah. So like you're trying to get to, say, 500 skips. And then every 30 seconds, you've got to do whatever, swings, whatever thingy. But you'd have to make it long enough to be able to get the work in, and then get back to the rope, to then not have to just like pick up the rope and put it straight back down again. Because that skipping will keep the heart rate up.
Yeah. Yeah, because the heart rate up is important. It needs to go straight up as well. Is the thing. Because did you see that motocross, the trace that I posted it from Strava, the motocross race? It just goes up to like 160 and then stays up there for like 10 minutes plus 2 laps. And
that's like me squatting.
Yeah. So
unrack the bar, heart rate goes.
Yeah, because 30, you could go. You can go flat out for a while skipping, can't you? Like 30 seconds flat, and then jump and you need to make it last. Yeah, I think you need to make it last you can make it last a bit short of 5 minutes, but if it's going to work from motocross as well, probably it needs to last for 10 minutes, really.
Yeah, I've got 8 to 10. Little 8 to 10, and then
start with 8,
like a 4 to 4 minute
12.
rest, and then do another one, like a variation, and then another.
Man. I think that's it, man. That's done. I'm finished.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose if I did 8 and then 4 minute rest and then did another 8.
Yeah.
Then you're probably all right.
I just have to
start with, and then the next week I can do 10, then the next week I can do 12, and then I can make it longer and I'll go 8, and then I'll go 10, and I'll go 12. Okay. Live programming.
So if you're watching this and listening to this and you want to get conditioned for moto, then you can have a little look at that. Watch some of Matt's stuff, because he'll be doing that. Slam it in a program, pump it out.
Spot again now. Kettlebell swing. I haven't got a ski. So instead of ski, I can do my favourite slams. Can't I? I can do my
you can do some medicine ball slams.
I think that's pretty cool, actually, for that kettlebell medicine ball slam.
Just don't slam a kettlebell by mistake.
Oof, yeah.
What do you do when you do swings? Do you do Russian or do you do American?
I do the T-Rex.
Yeah, the T-Rex, the flip. This is not a
kettlebell. I don't know how you do that. How is that impossible? No, I do not the overhead one.
The Russian ones. Yeah.
I wonder, I'll probably stick with that for this. Mm-hmm. It's more about the hip.
It's faster as well. Well, if you like me, it's faster because it's too slow getting it all the way up and over my head and back down again.
And what's it doing when it's going up there anyway? When it's going up there, it's up on momentum, isn't it? You're not really you're not sending it up there, are you? You're not lifting it up above your head.
I don't.
Really heavy, I guess.
Because I think I do it wrong. But because I just do a normal swing and then I keep going, so my arms are pretty straight. I was talking to some people the other day, and they say it's more like a shrug and a row up and then straight down. But then you're hinging at the same time. So rather than swinging it all the way out, it's like shrugging it up and sending it up high. So I haven't done any research on it, just had a conversation and done it myself.
Just making it
up. Cool.
What was the other thing I said? What did I say? Skips, kettlebell, medicine ball slam.
Yeah, we talked about you could do a wall sit finisher at the end.
Yeah.
Accumulate like 3 minutes of wall sit, something like that.
Oh my God.
See how long it takes you to do, or 2 minutes or whatever. Because a minute on a wall sit is the longest year of your life. Yeah, we talked about Bulgaria.
I can't do that for 8 minutes. I can do skips, kettlebell, swings, and medicine ball stands for 8 minutes. God, that sounds awful. What do I need? But for my legs, I better put in like.
What have you got? Like 3 or 4 exercises in that? So you only do them. You only go round it twice, maybe 3 times, depending if it's how quick you're switching.
30 seconds each one. It's 2
I think
minutes.
30 seconds is too short. My opinion.
If I skip for a minute, I'm going to do the whole lot of skips in a minute. And a minute of kettlebell swing is a lot of kettlebell swing. And then there's only 2 rounds. Okay, well, I'll do an experiment. I'll try 30 seconds and then I'll try a minute. How about that?
Yeah. So with the every minute on the minute, do it maximum of 50 seconds work. And then you got 10 seconds to move to the next thing.
Oh, you're all about the EMOM, aren't you?
I like them.
EMOM.
I like them because they're measurable as well.
Measuring. It is about measuring.
It is about measuring.
50 second on, 10 second off.
Definitely measuring. So I've got whilst you're you can writing all that down. I've got some stuff to talk about.
Hit me.
Loads of stuff to talk about. All right. So I was been busy in the printing oven that was GPA HQ, and I got some bits and pieces out of the door, which was really cool. So thanks everybody for purchasing. But I was along with those. There's 2 thumbs. Who's got 2 thumbs on a heat press? This guy. Yeah, that guy. And along with those, we had the giveaway for the summer vibes collection, which was won by Lulu Suggers. That's her Instagram name. And she is a powerlifter. And she, on Thursday, is going to Tokyo which I didn't realize. She's going to Tokyo to compete in the Paralympics, which is fucking awesome.
Big trip, Lulu.
So yeah, so she's going to be going out there, and hopefully the bits and pieces will get to her in time that she can take them with her and be repping some GBA around Tokyo, which I'm sure she'll have to wear. Olympics. Yeah,
she'll
have to wear all that other gear, won't she? But it's pretty cool.
Take a picture of the t-shirt in Tokyo.
That is pretty cool. So yeah, so well done and good luck to Lulu Sugden. Louise Sugden, I want to say her actual name is, and you can find her on Instagram if you want to follow her. And she's got some very impressive bench press.
Good luck, Louise. That's pretty cool. That's the first set of GBA stuff that's going to land in Tokyo.
Yeah, I don't think we've sent anything, unless anybody's taken it on holiday to Tokyo when they've gone out. We've never sent anything that far. But yeah, it is Louise Sugden, and she's
we have sent things to Australia.
Yeah, Australia we've got to, and New Zealand. Under 86 kilos. She's a 2 times Paralympian. British gold medalist, European gold medalist, and a silver medalist at the Commonwealth Games. Going off her Instagram, you can see her.
Probably benches more than us put together.
Oh yeah, she kick her ass. I don't know what she's benching here. Let's have a look. You know it's going to be a good week when you start it with a PB. I don't know what's on there actually, but she's repping a couple of blues and a couple of yellows.
Yeah, that's not messing around then, is it?
No. What's this? Let's have a look at that. 125.
Oof.
Don't know if that's still
frozen, dude. Still.
But 125 kilos. Silly.
Yeah,
I can always find that. I can always find that video and stick it up there.
Yeah, post it on there.
Press.
What? You smashed it up again.
Yeah, never unwrapped that on the bench in my life.
Job. I once. That was my biggest bench I ever did.
Just 10 years ago. Squat it.
10 years ago? Maybe even a little bit more. 13 years ago. 127.5.
That is super exciting. So if you take right, I've got a question for you. Take out the stuff that you currently are good at and can do. So take out weightlifting and take out like BMXing and stuff like that.
I'm terrible at BMX.
What event would you be good at? What event would you be good at the Olympic Games? It's a good question because there's all sorts of shit going on at the Olympic Games. I saw some 13-year-old kid like win a skateboarding gold medal. I was like, what? Have you been watching it? That's probably a good question.
I watched the BMX. I watched the BMX. Yeah, I watched BMX. Mountain bike, I could have a go at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't win, but mountain bike I could have a go at. What else could I have a go at?
Boxing? Fancy a little hand at boxing? Maybe some...
I'd get my ass handed to me at boxing, I think.
What do they do? Taekwondo?
Yeah, Taekwondo, I get smoked.
Yeah, you're a bit little.
Well, I've got short legs as well. It's all about kicking people. Triathlon, could have a whirl at. Not very good at swimming, no. But yeah, triathlon I could do. Done a bit of that. Do they have... They don't have trail running, do they? Did that some years ago.
They have marathons.
Yeah,
I suppose you've got a hill.
Though, dude. Like a bit like a brick, really. It's like pushing a brick around 26 miles.
A brick up a hill.
Yeah, that's not so cool. Go-kart. They don't have motorbikes in the Olympics, do they?
I don't think so. They have some. They have some stuff there that you just no idea. What about diving? Fancy a go at some diving?
I burst my eardrum diving, so I packed that in. I used to do a little bit of high board diving, and I slipped on the 3-meter board because we were diving off the 5, and then I can't remember what we were trying to do with the 3. But we had a lady there, and I think she might have gone to the Olympics or something like that, who was coaching us. And she was coaching us. Were we trying to somersault in? Yeah, I think we were trying to like forward. Yeah, we were. We were trying to forward somersault in to the dive off the 3-meter board.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to like time it right with a number of steps. Jump. You do like a little step at the end. Jump, forward somersault, and then you have to try and open at the right time. And we were getting it a bit wrong and like opening it like a little bit late, a little bit early or whatever. And Chris was there, I was with Chris and Stevie Wallace and Chris
Northover
from Bike World. Yeah, from Northover from Bike World. So he was there and he kept getting him on, but he used to be a gymnast, so he's really spatially aware of where he is when he's doing stuff like that. Like he's really good on a BMX, he's really good at on the trampoline, all this sort of thing. He's not natural at it. He trained it when he was a kid, so he's just good at it. But he kept not making this dive. And I think he wanted to try a double, and he was just about making it round to this double, but he wasn't opening in time. And the coach said, "Don't worry, I'll call you open so you know exactly when to open." And he jumped up, he like front somersaulted. So he went through one, was coming around for the next one, and she shouted open, and he opened to the biggest belly flop that I've ever seen in my life. And he just went like, wow.
Oh, God.
He was like, yes, we won't be doing this call to open anymore. It was like unreal, man. Like she should have just left him in it. And she was like, open. Destroyed it. But I just slipped.
What was she watching?
I don't know. I just slipped off the end of the board. I like went to do the last step, and my foot went away from underneath me, and I went in sideways and just slammed my ear into the water, and it burst my eardrum.
I can't get over how close they are to that board, like their heads and stuff when they do that. It's just sick. It's just gross. Every time I watch that, I'm like,
it's pretty good.
Awful.
Yeah.
So, and I'd never do that. Too scared.
It's all right. It's the same as everything else, isn't it? Just step by step. You do one bit and the next bit, and your body gets used to it and remembers what to do, and you do it, and that's it. Just don't slip.
I'm not getting up that ladder like Mr. T.
Yeah. It's pretty scary on the 5 meter board, 5 meter long way up.
It's like it's higher than a house.
When you're standing on that top one, because you look at it from the ground, you see people dive, you think, oh, that looks pretty sick. And then when you get up there, you're like, yeah, man, this is actually pretty high. Even the three is a little bit sketchy.
Anything higher than like 3 staircase stairs is just
you're out.
It's just too high. You get up, like you jump onto a box or a box jump. It's like, this is too high.
There's water in front of you. Still,
and you drown in water. So there's no benefit to it. Yeah, I mean,
that was why I stopped in the end, because I was like, well, there's no, what's the payoff to this? Like, it's not actually that fun, is it? Yeah. It's pretty cool if then I don't know, you can dive into a swimming pool pretty well. Yeah. To dive off a cliff, or whatever. But it's one of those things where once you've done it a few times, you've kind of got it, and then you don't really, unless you want to actually compete at it.
It's like, dive in,
just to jump into water, isn't it? Just jump into water. Finish that completely. But I never did anything more than one somersault and diving. And then because I burst my eardrum, and that was really horrible. That was rank. And Chris was taking the mick out of me basically all day long. He'd like go like, where's I turn around and he go like he's talking to me, and I'm deaf, and I'm like,
I had a bit of an issue with my ears the other day, and I mentioned it about the old ear drummage. So I put silicone earplugs in to go to sleep, which is probably not helping why I'm so sensitive to noise. But when I sleep, they're like moldable ones, so you warm them up in your hands. They're like putty, and you push them into your ears, and they form a seal, and then you don't hear as much, and you sleep easier. And the other day, I took them out in the morning. I think it was whatever day I was squatting. Saturday morning, I was squatting, and I was like, I think I'm coming down with a cold. It's like, it sounds a bit funny out my right ear. I'm like, it's all like blocked up. And when Claire got up later, I was like, Claire, something's up in my ear. Can you have a look in my ear? And she was like, yeah, there's definitely something in there. And fucking a bit of this silicone putty was just in my ear, like in my ear. And I was like, oh no, how am I going to get this out? Because it's not like it's, when it gets warm, it gets really soft. So it's not like, you can just like knock it out, or like blow it out, or suck it out.
From one side to the other.
Yeah, all the way through.
Like a balloon.
I was like, fucking get this fucking thing out. So I was like trying to get it with my finger. I was like, no, it's probably just going to push it in. And in the end, I got tweezers that people use for like tweezing eyebrow, like tweezers. So I got some tweezers, and I was like getting some tweezers in there, trying to pull it out. But it was just pulling little bits of it out because it was so warm. And Claire had this, what I can only describe as a mini spear, like a flat spear that people, I don't know what people use for like nails and manicures.
What women do with spears.
Yeah, tiny little spear, little metal one. So I ended up like pushing that down the side of it and like flicking around it, and the fucking thing was the size of like a garden pea. It was like,
oh, no.
I was like, oh my god, that was but man, did that feel good. That felt so good when that came out. I was like, you son of a bitch, get out. I was like listening to things in stereo again. I was clicking my fingers both sides.
So it broke in half then when you pulled it out, did it?
When I pulled it out, it left some of the end.
The first time.
Yeah, some of the end of it was in there. But that's that's the only instant I've had with those. But they are good. They're pretty good. Like I came back, went out for a walk today, and I was just feeling a bit tired, so I just lay down on the bed upstairs, popped them in, had a little micro nap. Sweet, sweet as a nut.
You still trust them enough to put them into your ear again?
Yeah,
you not cram it down quite.
Yeah, I think what it was that night, it was like quite hot, and I kept waking up, and when I wake up, I can feel that they've like the seal is gone. So I like push in, and I remember doing that quite a lot. So I must have kept like pushing in, just trying to form a seal again.
Brain.
Yeah, because it just gets like thinner and thinner and it goes down. So yeah, my fault. But yeah, if that ever happens to you, viewers, listeners, get a very small
little spear,
ram it down your ear canal, and flick that bitch out.
Pygmy spear.
Not a doctor, not medically trained, but it worked for me. I don't even think any of that was on my list. Yeah, one of them was actually the Paralympics was. That's where we got to that. I can't even, what did you say you were going to have a crack at? You've got to pick one. What were you going to go for?
What, do I have to win though? Am I supposed to be trying to place at this or what?
No,
I just want to go and have a go.
Don't embarrass yourself. Yeah.
Okay, don't embarrass myself.
What do you think naturally you'd be quite good at based on your skill set?
And you told me I can't do anything that I've actually already done. So why would I do that?
Because that's boring.
Go to the Olympics and do something that I've never done before.
Yeah, that's boring.
Right, I'll tell you what I wouldn't do. Probably darts. That juggling I could do. That's not the Olympics though. Juggling.
No, but do they have like pentathlon and stuff like that where they do shooting and skiing? Yeah, no, skiing would be the Winter Olympics.
They have biathlon is skiing.
Yeah, they do like.
They do have decathlon.
What's the like the modern pentathlon or modern something where they have like horse riding and then they do something else? Horse riding's got to be the most. I'm sorry if I offended. I'm not sorry if I offended. Horse riding's got to be the fucking dullest Olympic sport out there.
In
like
trouble now, dude.
Dressage and stuff. I watch it and I'm like, I know loads of people are into it and it's super expensive and it's fucking like proper, like you've got to be fucking good at it to control a horse like that. But I watch it, I'm like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, but it's not for you probably because you don't understand it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
The same thing as surfing. When you watch surfing, you think, oh, well, that's what, he's just stand up on that surfboard. But then when you try and actually do it, you can appreciate it. Like now you probably want to do paddleboard in the Olympics, don't you? Because you thought that that's no problem and you can't stand up on it. So when you appreciate how much skill it takes to do it. But the reality of it is you're probably never going to go and try and dressage your horse around, are you? So you're probably never going to. But actually, it's pretty difficult.
I just, if it comes, that and hockey, if that comes on, I'm just red button. I'll have a look at something else.
Yeah, straight out of there. Just exit. exit.
Sorry, back button.
100-meter sprint, maybe. That'd be over pretty quick, wouldn't it? I'll just pull that out in like 19 seconds, something like that.
Yeah. And that's just the headline act, isn't it? The whole
Olympics. That's the one, isn't it? If you're going to do one, then you might as well. At least you're going to be on the TV, aren't you, as well?
I think you'd be quite good at the power walking.
No, man.
Not with like your broken ankles and wonky hips. You wouldn't be good at the butt wiggle power walking.
That's not even a sport, though.
That's crazy. I like how like their limbs are crazy when they do that. It's hypnotic.
There is something wiggly going on there, isn't there?
And
some serious wiggle rhythm.
I watched some high jumpers and they do this shit when they start. Like that. And then they're like bong, 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 bong. That's fucking mad. It's like you like literally trained like your entire life to do that. And I laughed at it because it looked crazy to me. And I was like, man, that's fucking weird.
Or high jumpers. I do the high jump. And they call, is it the flop or the Frosby flop.
Flop.
But when you start doing it at high school, you do like the scissor kick one over.
I was saying this to Harrison this morning.
I do that at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like scissor kick that bad boy. Go out like a meter. Go out like a meter 50.
Yeah, this woman jumped like 2.5 meters
on the high jump.
It's fucking mad. Flopped it. Frosby flopped straight over. Nothing but net. Cleared the whole lot.
She's just sailing over that bar.
Smashed it.
I like pole vault. I'd like to have a go on. That looks insane, but I think I'd be scared actually.
Yeah.
I think I'd be scared of that. That looks pretty cool.
I'd be scared of getting all the way to the top. Not that I'd ever get to that. All the way to the top, just about to come down, and like the top of the pole just catches on your nutsack.
Why is it? Why? What are you trying to do? You're trying to leap over the pole. Yeah, but how's it going to catch on your nutsack?
Well, I'm getting on now.
Okay, so you're out.
I'm going to need a pair of compression shorts.
Shot put, maybe. I used to like watching all of those, like with some salt vinegar crisps, some lemonade.
I saw some guy doing javelin today, and I thought my shoulder could not fucking handle that. The whip that guy got on that javelin. 800 grams, apparently, those javelins are.
Carbon fibre, is it, or something like that, maybe? Probably.
I don't know. It's like 90-something meters he threw the fucking thing.
It's a long old way.
He's got a long old throw. He would definitely chuck you the remote, wouldn't he? Definitely.
You would. Well, you'd chuck it. You'd have to go and get it. Wouldn't you? Be like, all right,
you'd just be out the window.
We do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to watch all those things, watch all those events, and then think, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. And then when you actually try, like, have you ever tried to throw a javelin? It's the best part of impossible. You can't get it to go straight.
I hit myself in the back of the head with it.
As it
comes through, the back end just.
Oh, you whack it with the tail. You hit the tail.
Yeah, I didn't. So you won't spear myself.
Yeah, you didn't try and throw it straight then.
No. Well, I tried to throw it straight. Yeah, yeah, I tried.
You didn't do a very good job.
What was the British javelin guy? Was it? I want to say like Steve Backley or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Oh, sweet, good recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that. Do you remember when we went to Ireland?
Jonathan Edwards, the long jump dude?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking of.
We went to Ireland and we watched it in there's like some little pubs and stuff, and they all had it on. And I can't. Was that Atlanta? It was an American one, I think. Well, I'll have to Google it. I'll Google it later.
I think it was maybe the one before,
because they had that. We had a good sprint team as well, didn't we, at the time? And it was the short black guy who was like a rhino, the shaved bald head.
Christie, and not Linford Christie. Yeah, I know the dude you mean. Then Chris Akabusi would have been there as well, wouldn't he? And then there it was the looking dude.
I'm going to Google it whilst we're thinking about it. British sprinters male. I don't think it's.
Yeah, I know who you mean. But he did like the 200 meters, didn't he? I don't think he did the 100. Because it was Linford's doing the 100. Yeah. I don't think it was Atlanta, because I think we brought some t-shirts back from Atlanta, didn't we? So that would have been somewhere, probably 92. Was it Barcelona then, maybe? Was that 92?
Possibly Barcelona. Yeah. I'm going to get carried away Googling and not actually talking to you now. I'm going to have to look that up later. And I'll forget about that, and we'll never talk about it.
I think we should find out, though, who that...
In the comments, in the comments, and write the best British track athletes of all time. We're talking running and track and field. Get in the comments, jot them down. Jonathan Edwards, we got. Eddie the Eagle Edwards, he's there. He's not.
Yeah, man, he's on it. But that's the Winter Olympics, isn't it?
Yeah, which are pretty cool. So I've done one topic now, which is good. I've got my competition tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Summer comp, going into it, and I've been prepping most of the day, and I need your thoughts.
John Regis.
That rings a bell.
The beast.
He was an absolute monster of a man.
Oh, that's another guy though. That's a different guy. But it is John Regis, yeah. But there was another one. There was
definitely another one. He looked like he should have been like in Gladiators.
Gladiators, yeah. But Linford Christie should have been in Gladiators because he was
monster.
So you got your competition tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow, 8 until 4. I've got my teams. We've got our teams, so we got given teams. Do you remember I was saying we were getting put into teams?
Yeah.
So
you can't cheat.
Yeah. So yeah, you can't just one team just wipe everybody out. And I've got a decent little team, actually. I've got Daisy, who is the sports therapist.
Daisy Rain.
Daisy Rain, yeah. If you are in the local Great Yarmouth area and you want to get smushed about, she's RX in most workouts. I was chatting to her the other day. So she's got all that kind of stuff going on. Pull-ups. She's got pull-ups. She's got toaster bar. All that kind of stuff. And Jem Degooch, who is M. Degooch.
Oh, yeah. You have got a little team then, haven't you? Yeah.
M's wife, Jem.
Awesome.
And she is competing at the European Championships because she qualified. So she's in my team as well. She's an absolute whippet. I always try and, if ever we're in the same class together, I try and keep up with her and I lose. So, yeah.
So you are...
I think I am
You're the special case.
That's weighing everybody down. Yeah, I'm looking forward to carrying me through it. No, and then I've got a chap called Craig who runs St. Virgo Clothing. So if you want to have a look at St. Virgo Clothing, you can have a little look on there. Craig is the guy behind that.
What is St. Virgo Clothing?
It's a clothing brand, little lifestyle clothing brand. You can find him on Instagram. And I think he's fairly local to here. I've not actually met him, but I've just started chatting to him. Yeah, we support people who try and do creative stuff. So yeah, so we're going to be doing that. So we're going to be. They're both blonde and they've both got curly hair, the girls. So we're going to be Goldilocks and the two bears.
Can we tell the difference?
Goldilocks and the two bears. Yeah, so that's the team name that we've decided on.
You're not hairy enough, dude, for two bears.
I'm not hairy enough. I'm like a shaved.
To be like
I'm like a
Goldilocks,
shaved chimp, but
then
weaker.
One of those cats that look like it hasn't got any hair.
Well, like a Sphinx thing, like what
Goldilocks,
Pippa's got.
The bear and the Sphinx.
Have you seen Pippa's cat?
I have. Yeah,
it's not a cat. It's a fucking roast chicken.
Yeah, that's a scary looking cat. Mad looking cat too.
I don't like that. I don't like the look of those. That freaks me out. I'm sure they're lovely, but stroking a cat with no hair, it looks like a snake.
Well, yeah, it's not really straight. It's like, does it feel like when you shave your head, stroking one of those cats? No. But they just never have any hair?
I mean,
I've
talked about
like
a baby
already,
mouse. But
does it feel like a little mouse? What is it?
I don't know. It freaks me out. So I've been prepping, and I need your thoughts on this prep. So I sweat a lot, don't I, when I train? I mean, you haven't seen me train recently, but I've sweat through fucking everything. You've seen the photos on Instagram, like a bloody. I mean, most people are 60% water, aren't they, or whatever it was?
What are you like?
I'm like 13 after. I'm like 13 after a workout. It's just gone. So I'm taking multiple changes of t-shirts. Because I really don't like the feeling of having like a sweaty t-shirt on, but I don't think the workouts are going to be very long. If there's 11 teams, so there's probably going to be at least like 3 heats, and they've got to keep the day moving. I'm thinking maybe 4 or 5 workouts, so it's quite a lot to get through. So there's probably not going to be, I don't know how many workouts there's going to be, but there's probably going to be a few just to make it worth everybody going on.
Especially if they've got to set things up and stuff like that.
Yeah, they sent through a picture of the box all laid out with the rowers and stuff and said WOD 1, and they didn't like give any detail of the WOD, but it's got a rower and 2 rowers and then a bike in front and then a box at the end. So I'm thinking that might be some sort of sprints, getting your team through that, or 2 people on the rowers, 1 person on the bike, 1 person on the box, and cycling around, something like that.
Any number of things.
Any number of, could be any, I mean, constantly varied, high intensity. Yeah, constantly varied. So yeah,
domain or whatever it's.
So we're all going to wear blue tops, black shorts, white socks. So we're all coordinated.
To kit everyone out in garage with athlete stuff, dude.
Well, it was too fucking late notice. I found out the teams. Apologies on that. I was a bit.
It's a bit harsh.
A bit aggressive. It was too late notice. I found out the teams on Monday. So in order to get stuff ordered and then printed in the right sizes, in the right colors, with like, I don't know, so it had their name on it or whatever, or the team name on it. It's quite a lot of work to do that, even though it's just like 4 people. Then you have to order it, have it delivered. It's going to be like 2-3 days delivery. So you order it Monday night, it's not there till Wednesday, Thursday, and then you've got to design all the stuff as well.
I don't want to hear this.
Exactly.
I want to see everyone kit.
I don't want to hear it.
Let's go.
I could give away a load of t-shirts.
Yeah, do that.
Take a box of t-shirts there. Just start throwing them out at people in the middle of a
I've
workout.
got too many anyway. Yeah.
When they're trying to compete against me, I'll just throw a t-shirt in their face. I can have that. It's free.
Have that. Yeah, you enjoy that. You enjoy that while I smoke you while you're trying to scrap.
So yeah, it was a bit too late because I had quite a lot of stuff going on. Full-time job, obviously, quite important. And then I had a load of stuff to get out for GBA as it was.
I had people asking me if you do that full time.
What, GBA?
All of that, yeah. I said no.
I said I haven't got enough orders to do it full time.
Otherwise, we have to live under a bridge.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of work. But I have got some cool little bits on the go. People have asked for some custom stuff as well, which I cannot reveal at this time because it's going to be a secret for the person. And I'm pretty excited about it because I did a little design job this morning on the sofa. I'm very excited. I'll show it to you later. Secret, offline. So clothes. I've taken loads of clothes. What would you?
Sorry.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
What?
I'm taking 2 vests, so 2 tank tops, a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, pair of shorts, 2 pairs of underwear, because if that starts chafing, I'm in trouble. A pair of joggers, and then everything that goes in a gym bag. I'm going to need everything.
Christ, dude.
I know.
Unfortunately, I'm an overpacker as well, and then every time I do that, I always think, well, I didn't need to bring all that, did I? But if I didn't bring it all, then I'd be like, well, I needed that. I would not take the joggers. You don't need to take the joggers, do you? It's going to be boiling. No?
Well, the reason I like to wear joggers, and I don't know if I told you this before, but whenever I do barbell work from the floor, I have the barbell very close to my shins. And I find wearing joggers a lot less bleedy than if I wear shorts.
Socks.
Yeah, socks. I'm going to have white socks. So I have the first time I wore these white socks, I bled all over them. I was doing power snatch, like lots of reps of power snatch, and it just cheese grated them. Boom, boom. So I've got some joggers. They're not like the type of joggers that you're thinking of, like the thick woolen, like made out of goat skin joggers. They're really thin performance material, like slim fit. Think leggings, but not leggings. They are not leggings. You can't see my junk. But they're really nice, and the barbell slides up and down them really nicely. Sometimes if you have like socks on and it just hits your socks or whatever, it's just bullshit like that. But so I've got some joggers. So you wouldn't take joggers, you just take shorts.
Well, it depends, because if you're doing deadlifts and stuff like that, then you're gonna.
This is it. I don't know what we're going to be doing. That's why I'm having to pack everything.
I would probably pass on the vest though. I'd probably just go for a performance t-shirt, like something that dries quickly.
This is the other thing.
Instead of having to mess around.
This is the other thing, is that blue was the color that they chose, and I've got very limited options in blue. So I've got the Summer Vibes tee, which is if you're watching this and you want a t-shirt, let me fucking tell you, that's a t-shirt. That is a t-shirt. So I'm going to take that, but that's a heavy cotton t-shirt. So once it gets wet, it's good for powerlifting and stuff because it's nice and it keeps the bar nice and secure. Whereas trying to bench in some of that performance stuff is a little bit slidey. And then I just ordered, because sometimes when I order stuff that people have bought, I also throw in a couple of things for testing out. And I've got a performance fabric vest in a sapphire blue, like the summer t-shirts and stuff. So I'm taking that, but it's plain at the minute, and I'm thinking, I should really throw a GBA on there somewhere. And then, once I do that, I've got to buy it. And I actually,
you're the CEO.
I actually forgot to pay for a lot of the stuff I've been wearing recently, and I'm doing some admin this morning, so I'm caught up a little bit, and there was 7 items that I had on tick. But I've paid up now. I've paid up.
Okay. Good. So we don't have
We're
to
all
send
square.
controlling after you then, which would
We're all
also
square.
be you.
We're all square.
He's
All the way
paid for the
back
website as
to
well.
all the way back to the black signature sweatshirt. That's how long I've been ducking the bill for.
Leeching off the company.
Yeah, I just completely forgot. I was like, oh, I'm going to print that up, and I print it up, and I thought, right, I'll get a photo of this because it's cool, and then I'll get it in a medium, obviously. I put it on, and then I'm like, yeah, that's pretty sweet. I'll pay for that later.
Pretty sweet. That's free.
Free stuff. So yeah, okay. So you wouldn't take the joggers.
Yeah, well, I would have to. If we're going to do deadlifts, if you think deadlift is on the table, then you've got to take joggers. Basically. Otherwise, you're just going to get destroyed, aren't you?
Basically going to have a boot full of training clothes. But this is.
I would be tempted. Go on, mate.
No, you
boot
you
full
go.
of training clothes.
You go.
I would be tempted to literally just do it in a hoodie, and then when everyone's going, "Oh my god, he's like boiling, he must be dying in there," I'd just be like, "Cool as a cucumber." Like, no, I'm not dying.
Yeah,
I'm on it.
Give him the old blue seal.
So don't rest or anything. Don't give an inch.
Yeah.
So when everybody else is lying down, you've got to be standing up.
Yeah, I try and do that. I've made a pledge to myself to not put my hands on my legs about 2 months ago, and that's the worst fucking thing on the planet. Have you ever put your hands on your legs when you're tired? Man, that's comfort. Baby. Oh, baby. Does that count? Next time you get tired, put your hands on your legs. It's like Shangri-La. It's like Nirvana.
You still have to go behind your head.
Yeah.
Just like pacing around like that.
I like to, like, when at the end of a workout, when people lay on the floor, I like to sit down for like 10 seconds and then get up, because I just think, right, get up.
Don't even sit down.
It doesn't always happen. If you see me lying down, don't give me shit for it. I'm tired. Leave me alone. But
mind your business.
Fucking mind your business, man. I'm lying down over here. Let's fucking move on, brother.
Do as I say, not as I do.
The food is what I was going to ask for your advice on, because I obviously I've only known about this competition for like 3 months, so I haven't prepared.
Yeah, it's not very long time to prepare it.
You got these spur of the moment things come along,
pop up on you.
So I'm going to have my famous porridge with peanut butter in the morning, as I like to have every morning. Get that in. And I'm going to take some bananas with me, and possibly some like grenade bars. And I haven't cooked anything. They are going to have some burgers on the go. There was a threat of burgers at the lunchtime, and I'm thinking, don't know, that might be a bit heavy. So I'm thinking, right, what would you take? What would you take for some sort of luncheon?
I would take some sort of fruit. I would take a little fruit mix.
What, like apples and grapes?
You could do like watermelon and stuff like that. Would be pretty cool, because then you can get hydrating action from there. So like, grape, watermelon, melon, pretty cool. Maybe a little bit of pineapple in there. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Just go and get one of those fruit salad tub things from supermarket. That'd be pretty cool. And then you could, if you've got
some nice natural sugars in there as well. Get the old.
But if you've got any like weight gainer type stuff in there, probably that sort of thing to sip on through the day. So you've got a bit of carbs going in there.
I've got probably 3 cans of Monster. How's that?
Oof, dude, no. Use that as like your reserve tank if you need to. But
I was thinking of chugging one every workout.
No, mate. It's going to be too late though.
It's got no sugar in. It's only got artificial sweetness. So that's like health in a can.
That's brilliant. That's like tick.
That's
you can make your own. You can make your own drink. It doesn't taste very good, but with like salt, lemon, honey, and I think you need something else like bicarbonate of soda or something like that. I can find it. I'll send it to you, but it's probably a bit later.
I will be taking my career. So every day I have like 800 ml bottle, and it's half water, a quarter cranberry juice, a quarter orange juice, and then I have my scoop of creatine in there. It's like it's an homage to the vertical diet.
Yeah, I suppose what you really want is some food that is going to help you not cramp, I suppose. Have you done anything like this before? Not like a load of stuff on the bounce? You've done some competitions before, haven't you?
Not same day stuff. I've done the online and the open competitions where you do like they release a workout and you've got a week to do it. So like same day stuff, like the most I would have done in a day would be, say, like a strength bit with a conditioning bit in, say, the morning, like, I don't know, say 7:45, 8 o'clock. And then I'll then do like a Metcon at the lunchtime. And then
so you're not like 5 on a bounce in a day.
No.
It's a bit tricky, really, isn't it? Because it all depends on what they have you doing, and you're not going to do anything really long. So, for example, when people run like a shorter distance race, like the top athletes will run like a 5K, which can take them like 20 minutes with nothing, not have anything, and then they have something to recover afterwards. But you've got to do a load of stuff on the bounce, haven't you? So you've got to try and take care of having enough energy, being able to digest it, and it gives you energy for the next thing. So you need something that is going to be absorbed fast. So that's why something that's in a liquid is good, rather than trying to eat some food, unless you've got a bit more time in between, because you're not going to digest it, are you? Is the problem.
And just imagine
actually eat something like a burger. I would not.
No. Imagine having a burger and then having to do like handstand push-ups.
Yeah, no, mate, that's just going to be grim. This is what people do when they go on track days. They like, you have 6 sessions throughout the day, and you start at 9, and you finish at like 1 o'clock or something like that. And people go to the restaurant and they get like a huge burger and chips and everything, and then they eat all that, and then they're falling asleep on the bike in the afternoon. So something light. I just keep nibbling like light stuff, but you need to be able to absorb it quickly, don't you? So I'd say
water-based, liquid-based.
Yeah, liquid-based
high water content
is good. Yeah, high water.
Should I start carbo loading now?
Don't think you need it, do you? Because it's not long enough.
I've had.
I mean, as long as you've been eating carbs and stuff already, like as long as you're feeling generally full, then I don't think
I had a decent amount of carbs. I had a Mexican-style pork burger.
You're on it. You're ready to roll. Ready to smash.
Claire made it from scratch. HelloFresh. Thank you very much. With just some chips, just cut up some potatoes, whacked them in the oven.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's all right. I'll do. Yeah. That'll do for your carbo load, won't it?
Yeah. And then porridge and peanut butter. That's going in.
That needs to go in, because that's like your base, then, isn't it? That's
as
your base.
As soon as I can get up and open my eyes, I'm going to slam that in.
Yeah.
Because we're starting. First workout starts 8:45. There will be people competing 8:45.
And then I think it's about the liquid-based stuff, and basically, and after that, just to keep sipping that.
I'm going to be nervous and
keep you topped off
all day. I have got some protein powder in the cupboard, so I can always just make a big old shaker of.
Yeah, but I don't think the protein is going to help you so much.
No, you want the weight gain, do you? What about if I blend up a cheesecake into it?
Yeah, that'll work. Smash.
Remember the time you used to blend cheesecakes into shakes?
Did I do that?
In Luton, yeah. You put a whole cheesecake in a shake one time. I remember you telling me about it.
It was a little chunkton.
Speaking of good nutritional habits,
I can't believe I did that.
Segue, king of the segue. So okay, right, good. I got some good advice then for that. So last few weeks, I feel a bit stressed out and just not been great with food, and I start to feel like quite fluffy and not really very comfortable, and I see the weight just starting to creep up, which not a lot, but you can tell on yourself when it makes a difference. Like other people look at you and go, "No, what are you talking about?" But you're like, "No, I just don't feel good. I feel like well," and with me, I think I've probably said this before, it gets to the stage where in the evenings is when I snack. So I'll be busy all day, and then I'll sit down in the evenings, and then I'll just like get a bit bored, like watching TV or whatever, because when you've got kids and you can't go out, it's the same old stuff. So I'll just start like snacking, like mixing up some raisins, like protein bars, and then that starts to like not be a treat. It then starts to be just a habit. Then it's like, okay, in the evenings I'm going to sit down, I'm going to watch TV, and I'm going to eat some like protein bar, and then it'll be like, okay, well I trained today, so I'll have 2 protein bars, and then it'll be like 2 protein bars and a yogurt. So this it starts building bad habits, and it starts like, and you start, I start justifying it in my head as say, oh, it's okay, I'm a bit stressed out, or okay, it's whatever. And it got to the point on maybe Sunday, whatever day, maybe Sunday, and I think I'd been out and I'd had a good day and went for a meal, and then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get some ice cream because it's the weekend. and whatever, all the fucking excuses you come up with, all the justifications that you come up with for eating some shit. And it was Sunday, so nowhere was open apart from the little supermarkets like your Tesco Expresses and your Londis, like locals or whatever, like the McColls of the world, the little newsagent-y places. And I didn't have any Halo Top ice cream, which is my go-to because it's quite low in sugar, on offer. And I thought, I don't really want that. So I bought a 4-pack of granola squares, like the Tesco ones. They've got like the fruit and the seeds, and it's just basically oats and sugar because they were reduced to something like 40p. So I bought those and I sat on the sofa and I was watching the CrossFit Games, health, fitness, and I ate all 4. And I remembered doing this sort of shit, got to be like 10 years ago. And I remembered, like, I used to sit on the sofa and I used to watch like films or whatever, and I used to have and just like smash junk, like 4-pack of Finest cookies just gone, like a whole Black Forest gatto fucking gone. And I used to do it on the bounce, like, it's Friday night, I'll do it, Saturday night, I'll do it, Sunday night, I'll do it. And that just hit me, like, when I'd done that, I just basically like inhaled these granola squares without even a second of thought. It's like, that's however many thousands of calories in these fucking granola squares, not even hungry at night. And I just went, oh man, I need to sort my shit out. I probably need to sort my shit out. So I went from that state of mind to Monday. All right, just went, right, let's start drinking more water. You're not going to snack, and you're going to get some shit done off your to-do list. And normally when this happens, it will give me like around about day 3 or day 4 is when I'll kick the sugar cravings. So I'll be like, right, okay. And I'll get to Friday or Saturday is normally when I like give myself a little treat in the evenings, like mixed nuts and raisins with like really dark chocolate, like 90% cocoa chocolate. And I'll break that up and I'll have like a little bowl of that, and that'll be my treat for the week. And I got to Friday, finishing work, and I was having a mental struggle with myself about whether I wanted to have some takeaway and whether I wanted to have some snacks. And I felt like, because it was a habit, that I would get it, but I didn't actually want it. So I was going to go and get it and eat it, but I didn't want it.
Ouch.
And that was another turning point. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I going to buy it if I don't actually want it? Like, I want it because I think I deserve a treat because it's Friday night and I'm like some sort of dog who's done something good, like I've made it through another week. And I ended up cooking my own food on Friday night, and I had a ribeye steak with broccoli, 5 eggs, and some homemade chips. So I had a big meal. So I was like, right, I'm going to have this steak and this chips, smash that in. I didn't have any snacks. So no snacks Friday. And that's like groundbreaking.
Good job, dude.
So Saturday is here and I've done the same. No shit, no snacks, no nothing. So now I'm occupying myself by running on for over an hour on this podcast because I need to occupy myself to not want to go in and sit down and do it. And you know what? I feel loads better.
Yeah,
I feel fucking loads
terrible,
better.
Loads as soon as you hit that sugar and stuff like that, it just makes you feel awful, doesn't it? But then I think the problem is that once you eat something like that, you feel bad, and that bad feeling, you try and then compensate it again by something else bad, don't you? I think you just get into this horrible loop.
I call it the shame spiral.
Yeah, but that's where you end up, isn't it? It just like gets worse and worse. And like with training is a little bit difficult for me sometimes like that, because I feel like if I go a few days without training, then I don't feel very good.
Yeah.
And because I don't feel very good, I don't want to train. But I need to train to then feel okay again. And it's just getting like nudging over that edge to train again. And then things come back on track, don't they? And it's like when you're able to keep the training on track, the other things come on track with it. But I need basically reminding it every day, basically. Like I have to listen to something every day, really, to stay on track now. I didn't used to have to, but I think it's because like right now I'm not really training for anything specifically. So there isn't something that I'm thinking, okay, well, if I don't do that,
you're not
then
going to be able to do this.
I'm going to lose at this, or I'm not going to be able to do it, or I'm going to make a shit show of it. You know, do you know what I mean?
Oh, training.
So it's like day-to-day thing is the most difficult one, just to be consistent day to day for this. And it's not for the sake of being consistent, is it? It's kind of for your own good. But when there's no repercussion really of it other than for you, it's really hard to keep it on track, isn't it? And it's like, is there this pleasure right now worth the pain that I'm going to cause myself in the future? You have to like balance those two things, don't you? Like, I won't eat this now, so I won't have this pleasure, but what I will have is that I'll keep on track, and tomorrow I'll be 0.5% closer to where I need to be or where I want to go, and the next day and the next day. And when you can get that momentum going, then you really start making some progress, don't you? But
that was
really difficult.
That was the thing which stopped me on the Friday night, because I know this already. It's a lesson I've learned 100 times over and continue to learn regularly. So I was thinking in my head, right, I'm going to go out and get something, because that's like the draw of it, isn't it? It's like, right, I haven't got it in the house, so I can't have it. So the next step then is to go out and get it. And I was like, right, okay. How are you going to feel tomorrow morning when you wake up and you feel sludgy if you have this stuff? How are you going to feel if you get up tomorrow morning and you feel like dried out, and you take a look in the mirror and it's like, yeah, that's a lot better. And I felt so like, I woke up the next morning and I did an ab check and I was like, yeah, that was the right decision. That's cool. That's sweet.
Yeah, there is this like, it's not a very long delayed gratification, is it? It's a bit like that, isn't it? Like, do I put off this pleasure now to get some different benefit later? And if you can do that, then you're winning, aren't you? But if you can't do that, if you need that immediate gratification, then that's the difficult bit, isn't it?
And it helps to have people that you talk to and that you communicate with that understand that as well, and can go to you, and sort your shit out. Yeah,
for sure.
Because if you've got people that just go, well, you know,
it doesn't matter.
You've worked hard.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. And you're like, I've worked hard. Yeah, I will treat myself, actually. Yeah. Whereas actually, I haven't, and I don't need it. But yeah, that.
Well, and it doesn't get you anywhere, does it? In the end, the thing is like, oh yeah, treat myself. What have you done in reality? You haven't treated yourself. You've gone backwards, basically.
Yeah.
For that little giveaway.
That was building over a couple of weeks, and it got to that point, and I just went, oh no.
I think that's the problem sometimes, though, isn't it? Is that it does like start mounting up, and when you can, if you're not in that position where it feels like it's easy because you're like so on it that basically like you want it so bad.
Groove.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're
like, want it so bad that you're really hitting it every day that it's easy then, because like I remember being in that type of situation, training for something or whatever, and you're just so on it that it's easy. But when you're not in that situation and you're always thinking, okay, yeah, I want this, I'm going to, have that, or I fancy this, and you've got to like constantly try and battle with yourself. That's the thing. That's really, really hard. That is really hard. And it doesn't help, if people say, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah. But to me, it's not someone like, if someone else says to me, don't worry about it. I don't ever really talk about that sort of thing to me, because I think, well, I need to deal with that myself. It was not up to them, is it, in the end? But the only person that feels bad is you, isn't it, basically? Yeah. And it's a difficult place to be, isn't it? Because you don't want to get yourself into a situation where it's so strict that you end up with problems with your food or whatever. But I think you're just trying to be good to yourself, isn't it? That's the thing. Like, it doesn't do you any favors, does it? Like, you eat that.
You can't. Yeah.
Granola thing or whatever. What have you done for yourself there?
No.
Nothing, basically. No. You haven't done yourself any favor.
No. You could tickle the taste bud for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. And then you're in a loop again, aren't you? Like you say, you're in this loop again of trying to get back at, because every time you do it as well, it gets worse, doesn't it? Yeah. That's the other problem. Like, if you can avoid it, if you can just go, okay, I don't need that. And luckily for me, I don't have it that way around, where if I haven't got something in the house, I'm not going to go out and get it. There's no way.
But that's when you know it's like, that's when you know your habit, your behavior. I say that's when I know my behavior is not where I want it to be, because I'm willing to put my shoes and my coat on, get my car keys, get in the car, drive to a shop, put a fucking mask on, walk around a shop, look at it, spend money. And it's like, I'm going to spend half an hour of my life doing this thing, which is going to put me in a worse position than I am now. Yeah, and you mentioned about training, and just training every day is the hard bit, like just being consistent. and showing up is the tricky bit when you've not got anything in particular to train for. And I 100% agree with that, because when me and Paul were going to do a pairs comp, and I like upped my training because we were going to do this pairs comp, and we were like organizing things and like started doing little bits and pieces together, and I was focusing on pairs comp. When we went into lockdown and I wanted to do more RX stuff, I was training better then. Like when we had the MMA fights, man, I fucking trained. Like I trained and I trained and I trained, because if I didn't, someone was going to hit me in the face.
You might die. This is the thing. Yeah.
And that makes a difference.
The problem. Yeah, of course it does. What's the problem for me is, I think it's where you like desensitize to an extreme level of stimulation. That is the problem. So for me, the problem is because I've done some things like that where the challenge is pretty serious. On like a day-to-day level, I struggle to get motivated now, because I like when I look to do something new, it's like, okay, I'm going to come out of hospital, I've been in a coma, I can't walk, end of the year, I'm going to do a trail marathon. So if the challenge isn't that big, I really struggle to, like to run a 10K. Someone sent me a message the other day saying, "Oh, you want to run this 5K?" Why? What for?
25 minutes.
Time for nothing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's just time for doing nothing. Which obviously for some people,
calves out.
If you can't, if you can't walk around the block or anything, then that's a huge challenge, isn't it? But because my like base level fitness is okay, it has to be quite a serious thing where there's like a risk of I won't finish, or like the MMA thing. Like, man, I train and I train and I train, because I think, well, there's a risk that you might die, isn't there, in that? And the same with bike racing and stuff like that. It's like the stimulus is so intense that you need to do it properly, don't you? You need to commit to it, otherwise you're going to put yourself in trouble, aren't you? But it's not the same as when you're trying to avoid eating a bit of chocolate, is it? Because there it's like, okay, well, if I eat the chocolate, I eat the chocolate. What? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing happened.
No, nothing happened. But then the next day you don't feel good, do you? And that can add up, can't it? It adds up day after day after day, and you can end up in not a good place. And like I haven't managed to really, quite lucky really, because I tend to have a bit of a lapse every now and then, but the lapse hits me so strong that I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. But I think sometimes you have to have that reset, don't you? Because otherwise you can get so crazy with it, trying to resist it. But in the end, you kind of need the reset to remind yourself, like, actually, this is why I'm not doing that, because
it's
I
like
don't
drinking.
feel good afterwards. I don't want to train afterwards. Yeah, I'm all right with drinking though, because drinking really, for me, if I drink, 1, that evening I won't feel good. 2, I can't sleep. 3, the next day I'm going to be a write-off. Probably the day after that I'm going to be a write-off as well. So I don't have any problem really.
That's what that's what I mean. That I'm exactly the same. Like I'm not fussed about it at all. I'll happily drink an alcohol-free beer because they make them that taste like beer now. So that's cool. And if I want a beer with people, then that's what I would have. But there's no part of me wants to get drunk. Like no part of me. No, whereas there is a little part of me that wants to eat a whole Black Forest Gatto.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? I guess
because the pain is not as bad. And the pain from the drinking is immediate and it is extreme and it is fucking horrendous. So if people felt like that, like after they eat some, like if they have like a giant KFC and a late night fucking frappuccino or whatever they're having, if they felt like I felt with hangovers, they would knock that shit on the head.
Yeah, but do you know what it is though? I think is that people get into a situation where they're eating that sort of thing so regularly they don't know what it feels like to feel better. That's the thing. And then you get in that position where you've eaten that KFC or whatever, and then you feel a bit sluggish.
Yeah.
And what that does to like your hormone levels and everything, and your nervous system and the way your brain is then reacting, you think, oh, okay, I need another one of those. I need that sugar. I need this. I need that. So you go and eat it again, and you have that little high, and then you're in a crash again, and you're just basically in that loop, aren't you? Because you can't get out of it to understand what it feels like to feel good. That's the problem. I think people don't know what it feels like.
I would love to be able to put side by side, like how I feel in my body now compared to how I felt before I was really training and I was just eating whatever and doing and drinking. But because I'm so bad at comparing, like people say to me, oh, CBD, what, does that work? And I was like, I don't know, just take, I can't compare and contrast like how I feel in different scenarios, like different times. So to me, like I feel normal now, but back then I felt normal now, and I can't differentiate between the two. So
well, I think you can though, because you know, like right now, your baseline is good, and you can recognize that if you do whatever that not ideal behavior is, you're going to feel bad. So you do know what the difference is. You can recognize it, can't you? But I think people get into this situation where they just feel bad all the time, and that becomes their
bad is normal.
You can't get out of that. Yeah, exactly. Their bad is normal, so they just feel tired all the time, sluggish all the time, or they've got no energy all the time. And then until you get to a situation where you can get out of it and go, actually, I feel pretty smart now. Then
I think that's what I mean. Like my baseline, my normal, feels normal. So then my baseline at the time that was normal probably felt normal. So I can't think back. Oh man, I felt really like I used to get headaches all the time, or I felt really tired in the mornings, or I did this, did that. I really struggle to remember how I felt. Like I could probably say, actually, if you were able to compare, like I know when I first started training, like I know I had a goal to hit 100 kilo squat and I couldn't do it. Like, so I know how that felt trying to lift that, and now I can do a lot more than that. So that I can compare, but I can't compare like how did I actually feel at that point. I can't remember.
Yeah,
no idea.
But you are comparing it to when you eat a whole Black Forest gouda, for example, or when you drink. When you drink, you know that you feel bad, and that's it. So from that point of view, you're able to compare that and recognize that you don't want to be in that situation. And I think that's the problem, isn't it? Is that if you can't do that, or you enjoy the drinking part so much, like when you get drunk and you're having fun or whatever on that evening, and that's more important, or you have a better time doing that than you do the day after when you're trying to recover. Like if one is worth more than the other, then you continue to do the other one, don't you? Until the pain of the day after becomes more, isn't it, than that. But pleasure that you get from the drink.
That 2 a.m. Stella when you're absolutely steaming. That's never a better time to have a Stella Artois pint 2 a.m. after 15 drinks in. That bad boy's never tasted so fresh.
What? Yeah, that's not good.
Excuse me, man. We're rolling on this podcast. I've still got loads of topics to go through. Should we carry on, or do you want to call it a night? I've got loads. Here's one of our good ones. If you've lasted this far, that's a good one. I might have to split this up into a two-parter. Fucking hell. The other ones are fairly straightforward, really. I made that mint hoodie and that mustard t-shirt the other day. Baby, I fell in love with that mint hoodie. I bought myself one, got one in.
Paid for it?
I have not paid for it yet because it hasn't arrived. It has not. I ordered it today when it arrives. Because this is the thing, like I'll order things in and I'll post them, and then other people will go, "Oh, can I have one of them?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course you can." And it'll be like the same size as me. So when that one comes in, that one goes out to them because I'd rather that somebody else had it. So there's another bit of GBA merch in the world than just me rocking around. And speaking of which, we are at almost 500 items worldwide. 500 bits.
It's pretty cool.
Of clobber kicking about.
There's a lot of items
in the world right now. GBA on it. That's pretty sweet.
These ones aren't. Anyway, these are just
prototype.
On my back.
You need to drop us a comment below for the Moto merch. But yeah, I really like that mustard color. This is what I like about
mustard is cool. Yeah.
This is what I like about the community and the crew that we have, is that when I post something and people go, "Oh, I quite like that, but I want it in this color," and I'm like, "Yeah, let me have a look. Let me see what I can do." And I do a bit of research, and it takes a bit of time, and I try and find like a good supplier and with a good color and something I think is going to be quality. And I go, "How about this?" And they go, "Okay, all right, come back." And I go and find another one. I go, "What about this?" And they go, "Yeah, man, that's bang on." And I'm like, "Cool." And then and then when they actually get it, they're like, "Fuck, that's awesome." And they're like, "Oh, it's even better than the photos." I'm like, "Yeah, but I love it. I love that when it turns up and they're like, and they say, "I can't wait to get it." And I'm like, "Yeah, sweet."
That's pretty
sweet. So yeah, if you want any custom merch done in any colors that you can prefer, you just got to message us, because we can't get everything on the website. And no one got time for that. It's going to be a massive website. Massive website.
You can't wait, website, and we had to pay for the website as well the other day, so buy more stuff, otherwise We can't keep paying for the website.
Yeah, so that was
Buy them things.
Buy that's it. Buy. The last two. So one quick one. Have you ever experienced explosive hummus? Have you ever had hummus in the fridge for too long that it starts to like puff out the packaging? And like the packet,
I think I've had it long enough that it goes a bit fizzy.
Yes.
But probably it was already open. So then it wasn't exploding hummus.
What is that all about? Is it like fermenting?
Sealed. I would say so, yeah. I don't
Because it's
know
just chickpeas and garlic and lemon and something, isn't it?
But yeah, but if there's sugar in there, if there's any sugar in there, then I guess that can ferment, can't it? Maybe the combo of sugar plus some of the other stuff in there, like the chickpeas and the things in the chickpeas, enzymes, whatever in the chickpeas. Maybe that's reacting with
this dangerous, man. Some dangerous shit.
Wild in there.
It's like the Wild West in that fridge sometimes. So my friends, you would remember Paul and Carly, they do a thing called Oleo, where they helping reduce food waste. And Tuesday night is Oleo night. So they load the stuff on and I go, oh, yes, please, I'll have that. I'll have that. Otherwise, it just gets chucked in a bin. So might as well come to my house and help with my gains. And I just went overboard on the hummus. And I got the hummus. And then I started to like go, I need to just sort my diet out. And whilst hummus isn't a bad thing to eat in moderation, like anything, it wasn't part of my plan, the hummus plan. And I started to notice that this hummus started to expand a bit in the fridge, and I got worried because there were 3 small pots, and I had one pot, and then there was one in there that just the roof started to raise like dough raising in the oven, and I was like, that can't be a good sign for a start. That's probably not something that I want to get into. So I had to, I thought there's 2 ways of going about this. I could stab it, or I could just put it in the bin. So there's 3 ways I could go about it. Stab it, put it in the bin, or open it away from myself, as if somebody had shaken up a can of.
So it was literally going to explode.
There was so much, I couldn't compress it. There was that much pressure in the tub. I couldn't compress the tub. It was solid. So I thought if I stab it, it might spray up in my face, because you got to stab it. Anything you stab, anybody, you got to stab it so you're straight over it like that. I thought if I put it in the bin, what if it explodes in the bin? Because I'm thinking this thing's going to go.
You're in trouble.
This is the danger. Imagine that, like you just sat in the kitchen and then all of a sudden, kapow! Like a hummus explosion in the bin.
A hummus mine. That'd be bad.
So over the bin, I opened the lid of the bin, and I cranked it. And honestly, there was like recoil on this fucking hummus. So it went as I opened it.
It stunk as well.
It was just spattered the underside of the lid of the bin. I was like, for fuck's sake. So yeah, in that, when you said something went fizzy, that was like that. It was like fermenting and it was fizzy. Gross. So be careful with your hummus. There's 2 things you need to know about hummus. 1, vegans brush their teeth with it, and 2, eat it quick. Don't let it sit about. Get rid of hummus.
I did have some long run hummus in the fridge because I quite like it.
I like hummus as well,
but here they don't do it right here.
No,
it's not no, man. You've got to have that Tesco creamy white.
The Tesco smooth. Oh, that was the one I had. Oh, that's baby. That's
not
so
this
smooth.
One. I don't know what they make out of it. Actual vegan hummus,
probably make it proper.
I want that Tesco fake creamy hummus.
The Tesco is like dripping.
A bit of pita bread on there.
Yeah, man. I didn't have any pita bread. I was actually just a couple of slices of toast, ripping up the toast, dunking it.
It's not really hummus if you haven't got pita bread, is it?
Bareback in it. Just savage. That was one of my other stories. Probably dragged that one out a bit longer than I needed to.
You did a little bit, yeah.
And then back to training. 3's week. I packed all my training in again into a shorter window this week, and I did it all Monday to Friday. So I did 2 CrossFit classes and I did 4 powerlifting sessions in 5 days. because I wanted to have 48 hours to rest for this comp. And I thought 48 hours, that's good. So I did deadlifts on Friday morning, and that was the last time that I trained.
But it wasn't a deload week.
No, it was threes week, which I think is a good sort of week. I mean, you're going to disagree, but I think out of all the weeks to do it, if I did a competition in deload week, it wouldn't really be a deload week because you're going flat out. If I did it in ones week, I'd be fucked because I'd just done ones week. And if I did it in fives week, it might make the rest of the threes week quite difficult. So I was thinking actually threes week, I'm sort of building up the strength. I'm like, the strength is climbing in the threes week, and then I'll hit a competition, and then ones week will go to shit.
Because ideally where you'd want it is you would do a deload.
Yeah.
And then you would have it.
And then
just straight off the back of your deload week. Just so you're fresher, really, going into it. But depends what you're going to be doing, doesn't it? Because if you need a little bit of work on some things, or you don't do very well if you're a little, like a few days out of moving heavy stuff, or depends what you end up doing, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's a bit like when you're training for MMA and then you have to go and fight some dude who is good at guillotines or whatever. You want to be practicing defending the guillotine, you're not just chilling out doing nothing. So
yeah, you do not want to leave your neck open. So it went like this. So I had 164 kilo deadlift, and I got that for 5, which is okay.
It's good.
Okay. I had a 94 kilo bench, and I got that for 5. So that's okay. Not too bad. I was hoping for like 6s and 7s, I think would have been quite cool. But I just like, do you know what? If I go for this extra rep, reps is going to be a bullshit rep. So I'm just going to go for the 5. And then I got 133 kilo squat for 6 reps.
Sweet.
I'm okay with that. To a bench, to a box. Yeah. It's like 18 inches.
Okay, so it's coming down, is it? Did you lift the floor?
Did I what? Sorry?
You lifted the floor before. You didn't lift the floor anymore.
No, that's the same. Yeah, I kept that the same because my knee hasn't been feeling great because I've been trying to add little bits and pieces in, like the squat cleans and things like that, just to see how it feels. So yeah, I didn't lift. That's the weight that I've been doing. The height that I've been doing for a little while now.
Good. Yeah, I think you just keep piling them in there, don't you? Just keep stacking them up. Keep stacking up those sessions and see where you end up with. Because you're on 3s, okay, so next week is 1s. So then your 1s must be, but you did a reset, but you must be coming.
So this is block 2, week 2. So the 1s will be block 2, week 3. So
the 1s are going to be like a 175 or something.
170. Maybe 99 to 100 and something on the bench, maybe a 140 something on the squat, something like that. It's going to be something around that area. I know overhead press isn't just not interesting to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Just
I don't even want to do it
as well, dude. Yeah, that's the problem. It's not. I haven't got it in mine anymore.
I do it.
I only did deload stuff, and I was just looking at what I'd done. It might happen for some reason. I've done 3 days this week, and then riding today and riding yesterday. But for some reason, and I know I did it because I filmed it. It's managed to lose my session that I did on. Day did I do that? Thursday maybe. So I need to train tonight. That'll be a bit of a long one. And I need to train tomorrow to finish off. And then next week, I get finally out of this hypertrophy volume mega block. I need some strength stuff. And then I'm excited about that. But then I'm probably going to be sad when I actually have to do it because it's just going to be really heavy and probably just as much volume as before.
And heavy stuff is hard. And I didn't even do that heavy, but fuck, it's hard. That's some hard stuff. How did you it's your turn to post today, right?
Yeah.
Yes, cool. Did you like my bench? Did you like my little bench picture?
I did.
That was cool.
That was quite funny actually because I didn't see your story, and all I could think of when I saw it was that look around the eyes. So I put that, and then I looked at yours. I was like, oh, you put the same thing.
Don't look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Look around the eyes. Look at my eyes.
Because I did my stuff. So I did I need to just put that stuff in. And I did some good mornings and some deadlifts. The deadlifts were okay. My grip seems to be getting better because I've got this wanged up wrist, haven't I? So, but the deload week now is like 100 kilos for 8 or 10 reps for a few sets, all overhand. That's pretty cool. Actually, the grip on my wang hand is the one that opens later. So for some reason, this one opens earlier. I don't know why.
Probably because the nerves are so fucked that it doesn't. No, it's got like a delayed.
Yeah, it's pretty messed
Sometimes when I deadlift and I stand up, so I'm off the back of a set, and it takes like 10 to 15 seconds for me to be able to straighten my hand out again.
Wow.
Because it's just like holding that bitch so tight.
Yeah, I don't have that. It doesn't go that tight. It's the problem. But I'm doing lots and lots of stuff that feels like it's a bit too light. But it seems to be working okay. So let's see. Let's just keep blasting away at this until it's basically like October it finishes. So that'll be interesting. See how far we can get. And then I'll just do it again probably.
And again and again and again. That's how it rolls. Whenever I watch back my deadlift videos and I look at when my grip starts to fail, it's always these motherfuckers are well ahead of the rest of the party.
Yeah, because you're supposed to squeeze from the little fingers, aren't you?
They're well ahead. They're like out of the game straight away. They're like, I'm not having any part of this. Yeah. I don't want any of this business. And these boys here are going, come on, boys. You're sad. I'm fucking hanging on by my back flippers.
2 fingers.
Yeah, I'm literally like that, deadlifting like that. It's like these need to get involved somehow. I need to be able to hook grip, but with my little fingers, just get them under there. And
I think there are some tips from like Ed Cohen or someone like that about like trying to like actively close your little fingers like from across your whole hand.
And I guess the more you do that, because I think that would feel better.
Right. Yeah.
I also think that would like get some insane forearm pump, because even just doing that now, just squeezing my little fingers into my
because it activates like a different part, doesn't it? It's coming across here instead of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite interesting. Quite interesting. I'm really struggling with pull-ups and stuff at the moment as well, just because of my grip. But it's a bit weird, the juggernaut thing, because it doesn't do like pull-ups first or deadlifts first. It's doing this like Romanian deadlift or something first. So I wipe out my grip before I get to
so you're doing it under fatigue.
My grip's actually important. So, but let's see.
Imagine doing pull-ups fresh. You're gonna be able to take your hands off the bar. You'll be like, yeah, buddy.
I'll just be locked onto it. I'll just be hanging up there all day.
Like a sloth.
I imagine that in the strength block, maybe they shift the deadlift and stuff to the first movement. That would be good. It's quite a long one today. Quite a long one to do. Lots of upper body stuff. Yeah,
you still got to do it now?
Yeah.
Oh man, you better get rolling. This is like a bumper super podcast edition. I think I need to get you. I'm assuming my kids are still up. I've not heard. I've got these headphones on. Maybe? Yeah. I think they might have gone out. I think they might be in university now.
Oh yeah, because you started at 7 your time, and it's now 8:40. Oof.
I've enjoyed it.
I'm going to MotoGP tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
You won't. Is the doctor going to be there?
The doctor is going to retire at the end of the season. So
cool.
Pretty sweet is I get to see him race twice
his last season
this year. His last season, and I saw him win the last race that he won, I think, in Barcelona. So that's pretty good.
That's cool.
So I was a bit sad when I saw that he was retiring, to be honest. So that's
how old is he now? It's like
I think
15.
He's like 42 or 43. He started racing in GP when he was 15.
That's
pretty crazy. I remember seeing the first. I remember 26 years. I remember, so 41 then. I remember seeing in magazines when he first started to ride in 125 GP, and I had all those stacks of magazines. Mm-hmm. So basically, it followed his entire career. It's crazy.
That's cool. Yeah. Oh, there's a fly buzzing around your head. Be careful.
Yeah. Chin it when it comes past.
Bloodsucker.
So yeah, that'll be cool. Get to see him finish off his career. But then he's going to go and race cars, I think. He's not going to quit racing. He said there's a little clip of him talking to Danny Pedrosa, who has come back to ride this week because he's a KTM test ride, and he's going to ride in the GP for KTM, I think, this weekend.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and Rossi was saying, I'm going to go and race cars for another 10 years. So,
why not?
They're racing like Carlos Sainz and these guys, I think, are racing in rally, and they're like well over 50. So pretty cool.
I do need to go and see if my kids are still alive.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything in a while. Sometimes I think when I don't hear them for a while, I think, have I gone deaf?
Yeah,
but it turns out they've just gone out.
Or have you got silicone stuck in your ears?
Yeah, maybe.
Also. Cool.
All right, mate. Well, to everybody who's made it this far, you are fucking troopers, heroes.
Good
Even
job.
me and Matt don't watch this back at this length. I do because I clip it up, so I know what's going on. I try and get involved. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, wherever you are in the world. If you fancy giving us a like and a subscribe and a share and all that kind of stuff, helps us out a bunch. Matt, tell the people what to do.
Like and subscribe. Click the like and share and save.
Share it and buy some stuff if you have.
Buy some gear.
If you've been paid, get some merch. Cool. All right, mate. Catch you later. See ya, boy.